former Universal Champion to join Team Roman Reigns? It's not Seth Rollins. Things aren't looking good for Team Roman Reigns right now. While they are still on the hunt for a fifth member, Solo Sikoa and his Bloodline have already finalized an addition. Bronson Reed is the fifth member of Team Solo Sikoa, and he decimated the OG Bloodline last night on SmackDown. Now naturally, given Reed's involvement, one could assume Seth Rollins would be the ideal fifth member, but could the group end up receiving help from another former Universal Champion? The answer to that question is quite possibly yes, because the former Universal Champion in question is Braun Strowman. While Bronson Reed has had issues with Seth Rollins, he perhaps faced his toughest task in the form of the Monster Among Men this past September. With that in mind, Team Roman Reigns could approach the 41-year-old and discuss the potential of having him as the fifth member at War Games. Strowman locked horns with Bronson Reed in a last monster standing match on Raw this past September. While he eventually emerged victorious, the Monster Among Men suffered a torn groin during the encounter and has yet to appear on TV since then. However, the veteran returned to in-ring action last night as he joined forces with Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio for a six-man tag team match, Dark, against the Judgment Day. Assuming Seth Rollins declines to join the OG Bloodline for War Games, Braun Strowman will be a great option for Team Roman Reigns. After all, he likely won't pass up the opportunity to take out Reed and establish himself as the only monster in WWE. At the end of the day, this is all just speculation. Right now, there is no telling who the fifth member of the OG Bloodline will be. One thing is for sure though, Roman and co. need to speed up the recruitment process if they are to have any hope of coming out on top at Survivor Series, War Games. Last night was the one to forget for Roman Reigns. The OTC appeared at SmackDown knowing he didn't have a fifth member for his team yet. And what's more, the OGs were absolutely destroyed by the new Bloodline and Bronson Reed. But that wasn't the biggest setback Roman suffered last night. The biggest setback for Reigns was revealed at the end of the episode. Having finally had enough, the OTC decided to call the one man he thought he could rely on, his Wiseman Paul Heyman. But much to his and the WWE Universe's surprise, the 39-year-old was greeted by a recorded message, one that stated that Heyman's number was not in service. This is undoubtedly a setback for Reigns and one that raises a lot of questions. Is the Wiseman okay? Why is he not reachable? Has Solo Sikoa done something to him? And so many more. All of which will hopefully be answered in the coming weeks. The world of WWE thrives on unexpected alliances and shocking betrayals, with every twist leaving fans at the edge of their seats. Roman Reigns, the tribal chief and head of the most dominant faction in recent history, the Bloodline, has conquered nearly every challenger that has come his way. But recent developments have hinted at a tantalizing possibility. A former Universal Champion may join forces with Reigns, and it's not Seth Rollins. This potential alliance has the wrestling world buzzing with excitement, speculation, and intrigue. Since his heel turn in 2020, Roman Reigns has been untouchable. His transformation into the tribal chief reinvigorated his career, turning him into one of WWE's most compelling characters. Flanked by Paul Heyman and supported by cousins Jimmy and Jey Uso until their eventual rebellion, Reigns has solidified himself as the face of WWE. His reign as undisputed WWE Universal Champion has been historic, with marquee victories against the likes of Brock Lesnar, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes. Yet his path to domination hasn't been without fractures, most notably the civil war within the Bloodline and rising tensions with his current ally Solo Sikoa. Now, whispers of an unlikely former Universal Champion joining forces with Reigns hint at a massive shift in WWE's landscape. When discussing former Universal Champions, Seth Rollins, the current World Heavyweight Champion, is an obvious consideration. His storied history with Reigns as part of the Shield and their ongoing rivalry makes him an ever-relevant factor. However, the recent reports suggest this new addition isn't Rollins. Though a staunch foe of the Bloodline during his feud with Reigns in 2021 and again in late 2022, Owens is known for his unpredictability. With his recent tag team breakup with Sami Zayn, Owens could seek an opportunity to ally himself with power. His pragmatic mindset could lead him to begrudgingly join forces with Reigns, especially if it guarantees him a return to the main event spotlight. The late Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, remains an integral part of WWE history, having held the Universal Championship twice. While Wyatt's tragic passing earlier this year leaves him out of any current storyline, his legacy continues to cast a shadow over WWE's creative direction. A former Wyatt family member, Braun Strowman, could step in to honor Wyatt's memory while forging an alliance with Reigns. As the first-ever Universal Champion, Finn Balor has unfinished business with the title and Roman Reigns. While Balor is entrenched in Judgment Day, an unexpected betrayal of his stablemates could set the stage for him to join the Bloodline. Balor's cunning nature and willingness to adapt make him a credible wild card. Yes, Lesnar and Reigns have been bitter enemies for years, but Lesnar has proven time and again that he operates on his own terms. A partnership between the Beast Incarnate and the Tribal Chief would be seismic, albeit temporary, with both men using each other to achieve their goals. Strowman's monstrous persona and past success as Universal Champion make him a natural fit to bolster Reigns' dominance. Their rivalry in 2017 was brutal and personal, but time and WWE's penchant for unlikely alliances could lead to an alliance forged out of mutual respect and a desire for control. Timing is everything in professional wrestling, and the introduction of a new member to the Bloodline, or an allied faction, could reinvigorate the storyline. With Survivor Series looming, the potential for team warfare presents a perfect opportunity. Team Reigns versus a group of his adversaries could culminate in an epic clash, with the new Universal Champion Ali playing a pivotal role. This addition could also set up long-term storytelling leading into Royal Rumble and WrestleMania season. If this mystery partner helps Reigns retain his championship or even captures gold themselves, it could create a dynamic of mutual dependence and eventual betrayal, a hallmark of WWE's greatest factions. One of the most compelling aspects of this development would be Solo Sikoa's reaction. As the enforcer of the Bloodline, Sikoa has earned Reigns' trust through his loyalty and ruthless aggression. However, cracks in their relationship have started to form, with subtle moments of tension teased in recent weeks. If Reigns were to bring in another powerhouse, Sikoa's position within the faction could be threatened. Would Solo accept the new member as an ally, or would this lead to internal strife, setting the stage for his eventual rebellion against the Tribal Chief? The WWE Universe thrives on speculation, and the idea of a former Universal Champion joining Reigns has sparked countless debates online. Some fans are excited by the idea of Kevin Owens' raw intensity clashing with Reigns' calculated leadership. Others are rooting for Braun Strowman's return to prominence, or even an unexpected swerve like Finn Balor portraying Judgment Day. However, there's also skepticism. Critics argue that bringing in another member could dilute the Bloodline storyline, which has already faced challenges in maintaining its initial momentum. The addition would need to serve a larger purpose, driving the narrative forward rather than simply adding another layer of complexity. If this former Universal Champion does join forces with Reigns, the potential feuds are tantalizing. A Team Roman Reigns featuring this mystery member could face off against. With Rhodes determined to finish the story and claim the WWE Championship, he could recruit a team of top faces to challenge Reigns' dominance. If Finn Balor were the one to join Reigns, it could lead to a dramatic implosion of Judgment Day, pitting him against former allies Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio. The Usos' departure from the Bloodline set the stage for the Bloodline Civil War. The introduction of a new ally for Reigns could reignite this feud, with Jimmy and Jay seeking to dismantle their cousin's empire once and for all. WWE's ability to weave intricate, long-term storytelling has been a key to the Bloodline's success. The addition of a former Universal Champion could not only provide fresh matchups, but also create a new narrative arc for Reigns as his title reign eventually winds down. Could this new ally eventually turn on Reigns, aiming to claim the Tribal Chief's throne? Or will they serve as a loyal soldier, helping Reigns solidify his legacy? Either scenario could deliver compelling television, keeping fans invested in the storyline well into 2025.